Welcome to Woodworking with Wes. Today I'm going to show you 4 ways professional woodworkers use saw sleds. Using our crosscut sled, you can square a board that has an out of square corner. Pick one edge of the board to act as your reference edge. This will be the edge you keep flush against the sled fence while squaring up the other edges. Place the board on the sled with the reference edge flush against the fence and make your cut. Check and make sure the angle between the cut edge and the reference edge is 90 degrees. If there's a slight difference, repeat the cut. I want you to just remember that when building cabinets or bookcases or any furniture with right angle joints, all the boards need to be square. If not, the entire piece can end up crooked, or the joints may not fit correctly. Using the crosscut sled to make multiple cuts is an efficient way to get consistent, accurate pieces, especially when cutting multiple boards to the same length. Here is how to set it up and get reliable results every time. To ensure the cuts are identical, clamp a stop block onto the sled at the distance you need for your cut. The stop block will act as a barrier so that you can line up each board and cut exactly the same length. Measure from the edge of the saw blade to where you want the cut to be. Then position the stop block at that exact point. Clamp it firmly, making sure it won't shift during the cutting process. Also, make sure your cut extends beyond the blade to ensure against kickback. This process saves time and makes repetitive cuts more accurate and reliable. You can use this in making face frames that typically have stiles, vertical pieces, or rails, horizontal pieces that must be identical in length for a professional looking cabinet or furniture piece. A miter sled is perfect for achieving angled cuts while keeping everything stable and controlled. It typically has 2 fences set at a fixed 90-degree angle from each other, which lets you make accurate cuts of 45 degrees on either side. Place the board against one of the sled fences with the edge you want cut positioned toward the blade. With everything in place, hold the board securely against the fence and make the cut by pushing the sled forward. Be sure to keep your hands clear of the blade and to push the sled steadily without rushing. This helps avoid tear out and gives you a cleaner edge. Repeat the process on the opposite fence to complete the corner, and check the accuracy by placing both angles together against a square. And that's it. Using a miter sled is a safe and precise way to make 45-degree cuts, especially for projects where tight-fitting joints matter, such as picture frames or mitered door frames. This saw sled offers a highly controlled way to make dados with accuracy and in a very safe manner. Install the dado stack on the saw to the width of the dado cut you need. For example, a 3/4 inch wide dado would require stacking blades to match that width. With the stacked dado installed and the saw sled in place, raise the blade and use a scrap piece of wood to make a sample cut and measure the depth of the dado. Test the dado by inserting the matting board to see if it fits snugly. Measure and mark your board for the placement of the dado cut you require, and then make your necessary cut. Be sure to push forward slowly to avoid tear out and make sure that you have a nice, clean cut. A common use for combining a stacked dado and a saw sled is creating dado and rabbet joinery for cabinetry or shelving projects. This setup allows you to precisely cut wide grooves, dados, or edge cuts, rabbets, across multiple boards, ensuring uniform, snug-fitting joints. I hope you enjoyed our video on saw sleds, and we'll see you next time on Woodworking with Wes.